Hey, what's up guys? I'm doing a Magic the Gathering deck profile. This is a green-blue planeswalker vehicles, which is a interesting mix, but I'll explain my card choices and everything as I go. So 3 Nissa Battle Force. Let me zoom in on that. There we go. One used to be a Jace Memory Depth, but I took it out because Nissa's just a lot more better. So, but +1, which it's at 6, the ultimate, and loyalty is at 5, which I thought it was very strange, but okay. So +1, untap target land, and then becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. -3, return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand, which is actually pretty good. And then -6, you get an emblem with where a land enters battlefield, you draw a card. So, yeah. So there's a couple different Nissas I actually running here, which you guys will see. And then 2 Nissa Artesian. +3, you gain 3 life. -4, reveal the top 2, add a land among them onto the battlefield, and then the rest into your hand. And then the -12 is that creatures you control get +5/+5 and gain trample until the end of turn, which is also very quite good. And Nissa Voices in the car. I ran this back in my Wolf deck, so. But +1, 0/1 green plant token onto the battlefield. You can do that every turn. And then -2, put +1/+1 counter on each creature that you control, which is also useful. And then -7 is that you gain X life and draw X cards equal to the number of land that you control, which is also very quite good. I like that ultimate. And then Nissa Sage Animist. Basically, how you summon her is that, basically if you control 7 or more land, this card gets exiled, and then it returns transformed as a planeswalker. So that's how you summon her. But she has her loyalty is 3. And then +1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand, which that's very quite good. And then -2, put a legendary 4/4 elemental creature token named Asheva, the Awoken World, onto the battlefield. And then -7, untap up to 6 target lands. They become 6/6 elemental creature token or creatures, and they're still lands. Her ultimate is very scary. So yeah, that's basically all I run for Nissa. And then 2 Cure the Crushing Wave. +1, permanent all damage that would be dealt by a target permanent and opponent controls. -1, draw a card, and then play additional land. And then -5, you get a emblem at the beginning of your end step. You get a 9/9 Kraken token onto the battlefield. And then Cure Master of Depths. +1, you get untap a target creature and a target land. -2, you're not going to be playing unless if you really want to, but reveal the top 4, and then you may put a creature or land from among them into your hand, and then put the rest into your grave. And then -8, you get an emblem with whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may fight a target creature, and then put 3 8/8 blue Octopus creature tokens onto the battlefield. So yeah. So that's basically it for the planeswalkers. And then some other green, blue, kind of aggro stuff. Corsair Crucifix, one of the most valuable cards back when Born Gods was out. So but play the top card of your library, or play with the top card of your library revealed, and then if the top card is land, you can play it, and then you gain 1 life for each land that enters the battlefield. And then 2 Courser Crucifix, you can play this if it had flash, and then untap all creatures and land that you control during each player's untap step. So that's very quite good. And then Horizon Chimera, flash, you can cast it anytime that you cast an instant. And then Flying Chimera, or Flying and Trample. And then when you draw a card, you gain 1 life, which is also very quite good. So yeah, and then 3 commencement festivals, festive. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, but if you guys know Fog from back in the core sets, this is basically what it does. It's basically a reprint. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt to players this turn. So that's basically a fog for, yeah. And then 4 Renegade Fighter. Basically, whenever Renegade Fighter attacks, it gets a +1/+1 and gains trample until the end of turn. And then it also has, whoops, damn, that was low. Sorry about that. And it has crew 2. Tap any number of creatures you control with total power 2 or less, or 2 or more. This vehicle becomes a artifact creature until end of turn. So yeah. And then 3 Sky Skiff has flying in crew 1. So it taps any number of creatures with power 1 or more. So, and then 3 Bombat Bazaar Barge. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and it has crew 3. So basically taps any creatures with power 3 or more that you control. And then 2 Over Chase Dragster. It has Trample and Haste. And then crew 1, which taps any creature with power 1 or more. And then Ballista Charger. Whenever Ballista Charger attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player, which can be a difference in game ending. So yeah, and it has crew 3. And then Sky Overrain Console Flagship. I was thinking about getting this card online, but I was happy that I pulled it out of the box. So, but it's flying, and then when Console Flagship enters battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, which is very quite good. And then it has crew 3. And then 1 Fleet Wheel Cruiser has Trample and Haste. And it has crew 2. So it taps any creature with power 2 or more. And then Cultivator Caravan. You can tap this card and then it adds a mana to your mana pool. And then crew 3. And then for the last creature is Filigree Familiar. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, and then when it dies, you draw a card. So yeah, so that's basically it for the creatures, planeswalkers, stuff like that, and then 2 Evolving Wilds to help search out for your basic land, and then this, if you control 2 or fewer other lands, I can play this, and then it enters battlefield tapped. That's if you control 2 or fewer. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 forests, and then 8 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20 lands. Basic. So, yeah. So that's basically it for the deck profile over my Planeswalker vehicle, blue-green build. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. Alright, bye guys.